Today is our FREEbruary check-in. This is the third one. Next week, we'll do our fourth check-in, the final one where we go over totals and how much money everybody saved and how well we did with the challenge. I'm really excited about it. But today I want to talk about some roadblocks we had with this challenge. I want to talk about some things that did not go well and things that I would like to do differently for our next challenge, and so we can do even better for the next challenge. Hi, I'm Megan with Bethel Budgets. I'm here because it's more than just math. At some point, you might have built a budget. You've laid out your income, you've laid out your expenses, and you thought, it's simple. I'll just stick to what's on the paper. But then life happens and your budget didn't work out. The reason is because it's more than just math. That's where I come in. Let's figure this out together. Don't give up. You've got this. The first thing that I would change for the next time we do a challenge is setting up our goal structure. I was not real picky on all of my budget babes setting a goal. I was kind of lenient and soft. And while I was looking at their goals, I was like, I don't know, how that's going to work. But I have never done anything like this before. And so I just let it go. And I wish I had asked them to be more specific, because what happened was we didn't set SMART goals. And I know some of you might be cringing at the word SMART goals, and something inside of me sometimes cringes at the word SMART goals too. But if you just say, oh, I'm not going to spend extra money, that's not very specific. And then you run into, well, what's extra money and what's not? Well, does this count? Does that count? And you get into this battle inside of yourself constantly over, did this count? Did that count? And, oh, well, I messed up my budget. And then you go into this internal battle of, well, I messed up my budget, might as well keep going, or messed up my challenge. Sorry, not budget. I messed up my challenge. I might as well just keep going. Doesn't matter now, but it does. Just because you messed up once doesn't mean you have to quit the challenge. You can keep going. It's like when you're on a diet and if you cheat. Well, that one cheat snack doesn't have to become a cheat meal. It doesn't have to become a cheat day or a cheat week or a cheat month. You just made a mistake. Keep going. My boss gave me this. Remember, there are no mistakes, only lessons. So I keep this on my desk all the time because I'm really hard on myself when I make a mistake. And I think a lot of the budget babes ended up being that way with themselves too. If they made a mistake, they just beat themselves up and kept going. They just made their mistake worse. So that's one of those more than just math types of things that we're going to have to start addressing. So if you're one of my budget babes, I'm coming for you. We're going to start addressing that, where you don't have to give up on something just because you mess up a little bit. You just got to keep going. One foot in front of the other. Don't give up. You can do it. We've got this. You've got this. We'll do this together, that kind of thing. So it was setting the goals. I think we need to be more specific. Now, one of my babes did set a goal of no unnecessary spending, but she has done challenges before. And so when she said no unnecessary spending, she also looked at her calendar and she said, okay, on this day I have a birthday, so I will be spending on that day. And does this situation count? And does that? So she really planned it out. She knew exactly what unnecessary spending was and what it was not. But for some of the girls, they just said no unnecessary spending, and they went with that. And while some of my girls that were more successful, they were very specific with their goals. I'm going to go down from 5 drinks a week to 1 drink at Starbucks a week. I'm going to lay out 30 meals this month. And so they were very specific. And I think that was a roadblock for some of us, that we did not set specific enough goals. So next time we do a challenge, I think we will really examine setting up what maybe a SMART goal is. Even though that's a cringy word to some people, we will be more specific with our goals. The second thing that became a roadblock was the tracking, the daily tracking. Some people were very specific with their daily tracking. I'll use myself for an example. I had a color for days that I didn't spend, and I had a color for days that I was tempted but didn't spend. I didn't have a plan for what if I did use Instacart and spent money on Instacart. But I decided a couple days in when I was really tempted that I would have to do like a broken heart for that day. So I did come up with a plan. So I was very specific in my plan for my tracking. I think some people were not specific in their plan for tracking. They just thought I'll color in days that I was successful, but they didn't get specific enough. So if they came across a day they didn't have a situation figured out for, like me with my, oh my gosh, what if I spend on Instacart? I don't have a plan for it, that they just didn't know what to do or how to carry on with their tracker and with the challenge. So hopefully they didn't just give up on the challenge, but they also didn't know what to do, and maybe it did mess them up for a while. So I think we need to be more specific with our tracking system for next time. So that was something that I learned about the tracking system, and that would be another thing I'd change. The third thing I would change is the tracking for the whole budget babes. I turned it into a contest. So I have here everybody's cards. Every time they check in with me, they get a heart filled in, and they get to put into a drawing. The next time we all get together on February 25th, they get put in a drawing if they've checked in with me each week and they've done their tracker and all of these things. I don't think I was specific enough with this, because now I'm getting to a point where, like, I've had people that have checked in, but have they really done the challenge, and do they go in the jar? I don't know at this point. And also, yes, they might have checked in with me, but did they show me their tracker? I've only had 1 or 2 people that's actually shown me their tracker. So I need to be more specific if I set up a bonus challenge with what the requirements are. The other thing with that is that I was doing this in our text thread. We have a text thread for the budget babes that we check in with each other every Saturday, and I say, okay, I did my budget meeting with my husband. I checked in with all my categories. I tracked all my spending for the week. What have you done for your budget? And then I would tag on to that, how's your FREEbruary going? And that's a lot for them to check in with. So that's my bad. That was just way too much. And then you get 15, 17 women on a text thread, and they're all answering those questions or trying to. It gets to be a lot of buzzing on your phone, and it's too much. So I do have a plan for that moving forward. And I'm going to talk to everybody about that on the 25th, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. But I do have a plan for that moving forward, to kind of separate the challenges out from the regular accountability thread. I think that would be better for everybody. But that was another roadblock that we faced, and I'm still going to do the drawing. Somebody out there deserves their treat for doing a great job on the challenge. And I'm just not going to be legalistic about it, because this was our first time. And, we learned a lot from this experience. I learned a lot about myself. If you know me out there, you're gonna like this one. So I learned that I was a person that I didn't think that I would like doing a challenge. I did this because I was being a good sport, and I am the leader of the group, and I wanted to support this thing that we were doing. I just didn't think that I would be that into it. If I'm being really, really honest, which is one of my values. I value openness and honesty, so I'm being really honest right now. I didn't think I would be that into it. But for those of you that know me, you're probably laughing really hard right now, because, Megan following rules, she's a rule follower, and she gives herself a rule and she's gonna follow it. Imagine that. Who knew, right? So yeah, apparently if I set a rule for myself, and I'm gonna follow it and save a ton of money, which I'm excited about. Not a ton. I think I'm at like $160. I think I'm at $160 so far right now. I don't know. I keep a post-it note by my phone when I'm recording my videos, and I don't have it. So, but still, that's not nothing. I'm proud of myself. I'm happy. I'm impressed. And I'm excited. I did not think that I would enjoy a challenge, and I am loving it. So I can't wait for the next one. I think it's in June or July, I don't remember, is our next challenge. We're going to take a break for a little bit. regroup, figure out how we can better set our goals and better track this for next time. I think our next challenge is a sell everything challenge. I know in September we're doing Shelf-tember, which will be really exciting, and that'll be a big challenge for me. Sell everything I can do. I got a garage full of stuff I can sell, so I'm looking forward to that one. But stick around in this group. Come budget with us. March is coming up. We're going to budget together, and join us for this next challenge. I hope that you guys learned a lot from this FREEbruary challenge as much as I did. Hope you learned a little about the challenge and a little bit about yourself. No matter what you do, don't give up. You've got